How I Fill My Creative Well, a guide to preventing burnout. Well, the well is your creativity. The well is your inner artist, which I've learned is a creature that loves to ebb and flow. It needs to be cared for, and as much as we rely on it to drive our creativity and our work, your well gets depleted when it doesn't take in things that inspire it. Pulling water from the well without replenishing it usually leads to burnout. And what is burnout? I'm talking about those back-to-back all-nighters, those missed workouts because you had to finish an idea, the constant desire to create and create, to keep up without giving yourself inspiration to draw from. I'm talking about exhaustion and being tired of the thing you love to do, the decreased motivation, the apathy, the negative attitudes, all of that. Although new devices, apps, and technology will convince us otherwise, we're not productivity machines. Cherishing the few loved ones I have in my life refuels me and keeps my focus clear.
Okay, what you wearing? Okay, stop playing with them. Okay. Okay, with the Nuggets hat on.
Nuggets hat.
You know what I mean?
Got the Union LA Cortez. The Casio watch.
So, what is the answer? How is this beneficial to preventing burnout? Quality takes time. One of the main reasons I switched from posting daily on Instagram and TikTok to once a week or even once every 2 weeks on YouTube is because I was drained. I'm a musician who would battle with my lack of resources while trying to output quality visuals. And I came to realize that quality takes time. People will convince you that you need to post daily, that posting daily is the only way to see growth, and otherwise you'll be left in the dust. That your work won't reach people if you take time to craft something of quality. But I would always rather subscribe to quality than the sheer amount of videos. Also note that this is my way of doing things, and I can only share tools that have worked for my workflow. As someone who has tried posting daily on and off for multiple years, no matter how hard I work, I realized that the quality of my output would diminish if I chose that frequency. I decided to take more time to feed my inner artist, since posting daily was pulling from my well too often. Since I'm a person that loves to be productive, I framed it as research. It's part of your work as an artist to take in other art. I started dedicating time in order to watch films, go to the museum, play mini golf, or go-karting. I was so busy working and I was so results driven that I simply forgot to have fun. I also forgot to live life slower. I started scheduling in breaks, meals, exercise, time to wash dishes, and tidy my home. When I schedule in time to take a break, I actually enjoy the time off more. I look forward to the scheduled museum time as much as I look forward to locking in on my computer work. I can take time through the exhibits instead of viewing this task as something that's taking me away from my work. This freedom in not being rushed and knowing that what you're currently doing is the only thing you're meant to be doing right now. When you're always worried about handling tasks as quickly as possible, you forget about the slow things in life. Going to the museum takes me out of my head. It reminds me of the other perspectives outside of my own. And similar to a film, allows me to notice the small things in my daily life that I would typically glance over. All of these small things are pathways of motivation that just might be the spark to bring you out of burnout. The focus away from the work typically solves the answer quicker than forcing it. When I have writer's block, it usually means I'm not meant to be writing at that moment, and I ought to take a break. After a 20-minute walk, I'll come back, and suddenly the connections will be made, and the answers that I previously was stumped on will be clear. I definitely highly recommend taking a break every 90 minutes to every 120 minutes, even if it's just for 5 to 10 minutes to move your body or do a bit of exercise. It works wonders. If you're going through burnout, try expressing your ideas in a different format. I needed a different medium to express and to challenge that inner artist that got so used to the ways things were. I need a balance of similarity and change. The similarity may be the way I tie my shoes, the way I brush my teeth, the same method I tie my do-rag every day before I go to sleep. It may be my desk setup or the programs I use. I find joy in those everyday things around me that stay the same that I rely on to be static. However, in our creative self is usually where we crave experimentation. No artist paints the same painting twice. There are always variances. I decided to challenge that inner artist to dive into filmmaking, a path I always wanted to do but thought I couldn't because it didn't align with my identity. I'm a musician, not a filmmaker. I'm an artist, not a content creator. I'm a filmmaker, not a YouTuber. I think the polarity in these labels can be detrimental if we allow them to inhibit our experimentation, which I did. I decided to just become a person who creates the things I love to see in the medium I like to see them in. It can be that simple. And when starting off, it's important to have that North Star, that grounding principle, before anyone else gives their opinion on what your idea should form into. When I look at my favorite creators, they all have a strong sense of self. And whether it's 5 people or 5 million people watching, I want to make the same videos. Because the moment I start making videos that I don't like, but I assume a certain audience does, is when my passion will leave the project. You can take feedback from others and even suggestions, but make sure they align with your vision on what you truly want to do. With the amount of time and energy that goes into each video, I trust that my vision and my choices will be enough for people to keep watching. I trust that these decisions that I love will be decisions that others will love too. And if they don't, I'm also okay with that. Be okay with being disliked. This one right here is a tough one, I'll be honest, but it essentially means that in any true story, there's bound to be conflict. Once you release your art to the world, it's no longer solely yours anymore. And that practice of removing your identity from your art is freeing. You are not the art you produce. And though you may identify as a filmmaker, a storyteller, a musician, or an artist of your respective medium, that is only a part of your identity. And the output of that identity's art can be and should be separate from your identity as a person. There'll always be someone that disagrees with the way you see the world and believes your story doesn't deserve to be told. There'll be comments and opinions of people that simply don't like your work. And I think that's a beautiful thing. If your work moves someone enough for them to tell you what they dislike about it, take it as a compliment. They still offered you their time. And there's great freedom knowing that You don't need everyone that engages with your art to enjoy it. They just need to experience it. And they can have whatever reaction to the art that suits them best.
I got it. I can get it. I can get it. Oh my god. Hey. If I hit, that's 3. So. Let's go.
Okay, my turn.
Go ahead. Let's go. You did it in 2?
Yeah. I got it here. Oh.
Yo, he's got a whole forest.
Ah, let's go. Oh, now we getting nicer. We getting nicer. Let's go. Oh, let's go.